HomeWorks members, and welcome to your 2025 district meeting. We're so glad to have you logged on with us tonight. I'm Angel McClickett, and I'll be your moderator for tonight's event. I know most of you have attended these meetings before, so you've got the basics down, but let's quickly go over our meeting protocol for anyone who is attending for the first time. We won't be able to see or hear you during tonight's webinar, but you will be able to interact with us by using the simple buttons that pop up on your Zoom webinar screen. The first button is Raise Hand. You'll use this button anytime you'd like to make a motion or second a motion tonight. Next up is the chat button. You can type in the chat box if you'd like to make a comment, nominate yourself or another member for a position, or bring up any matters of business this evening. Third, the Q&A button is to be used if you have a question that you'd like to pose to our CEO. Clicking on this button will bring up a box that allows you to type your question, which we'll pass on to Mr. O'Neill for the Q&A session at the end of tonight's event. We'll be monitoring your comments and questions throughout the meeting, and we will be sure to follow up with you afterwards if any of your questions are unable to be answered during the live event. When it's time to vote on a motion this evening, your voting options will pop up directly on your screen for you. Just click on the button representing your choice, and as the votes come in, the polling numbers will show up right there on the screen so everyone can see the results in real time. Moving on, do you have your district meeting crossword puzzle ready for tonight? You should have received it via either mail or email, depending on when you registered. If you didn't get one, you can download one now at homeworks.org/crossword. We hope you'll join in the fun by listening along during the meeting and taking note of the answers that are provided throughout tonight's presentation. The mystery clues will also be revealed throughout the meeting, so be sure to watch for those. Fill out the crossword after the meeting, then once you have it complete, just stamp it and drop it in the mail by May 23, and you'll be entered into a raffle for the chance to win 1, 3, or 6 months of free HomeWorks Connect fiber internet service, or an equivalent bill credit on your electric account just for playing along. Next, I want to remind you that you can follow along with some of the topics we discussed this evening in your digital district meeting booklet, which you should have received by email this afternoon. This helpful booklet can also be accessed at homeworks.org/D7 booklet. And finally, as always, be sure to stay logged on until the end of this meeting so you don't miss out on the prize drawings that you were automatically entered in just by attending tonight. We have a lot of great items that we're excited to give away, but you must be present to win, so stay with us. All right, now it's time to get started. To officially kick off tonight's meeting, we have a message from your District 7 Director, Shirley Sprague.
Hello, District 7 neighbors. I'm so glad you've logged on to join us for our live-streamed virtual district meeting this year. I'm honored to have served as your District 7 Director since 2016. Our portion of the Homework Service Territory includes just over 5,500 members who reside in Mecosta and Osceola counties. Representing you on the Homeworks Board is a responsibility I don't take lightly. Each month when my fellow directors and I meet with the management team and make decisions to help guide the direction of the co-op, we do so with you in mind. We have that luxury because we are a not-for-profit cooperative owned by our members, which means your interests come before the bottom line every time. It also means you have a powerful network of electric cooperatives across the state and the nation behind you, advocating for the interests of rural American families like ours. Later in the program, CEO Chris O'Neill will tell you how those co-ops came together last month to help 2 of our sister co-ops in northern Michigan rebuild and restore power in the wake of the historic ice storm that hit their region this spring. Speaking of Chris, he was just recently in Washington, D.C. at a legislative conference put on by the National Rural Electric Cooperative Association, where he had the opportunity to speak directly to several of our legislators about policies and initiatives that will benefit you. That's all just part of the cooperative difference. Of course, all of that wouldn't mean much if the cooperative didn't deliver when it comes to its services, but as we all know, HomeWorks does that and more. Over the past year, the co-op has continued to deliver electricity that is over 99.9% reliable, while also providing us with reliable and affordable propane and broadband services, which are no small luxuries in our rural communities. And they've done all that while maintaining safety and customer service standards that are second to none. CEO Chris O'Neill will talk more about all of that, along with some exciting new initiatives during his co-op update in just a little bit. First, though, we have our brief business meeting to conduct. I am currently finishing up my third 3-year term as your District 7 Director. As you probably know, I ran for re-election this year. The results of that election will be announced a bit later here this evening. In addition to electing your board representative every 3 years, you also choose district officers at this meeting each May and approve delegates to represent our district at annual meeting in August. Our current district officers include our district chair, Don Pasalt of Hersey, who will conduct our brief business meeting in just a few minutes. Our district vice chair is Elaine Grace of Mecosta, and our district secretary is Michael Forbes from Stanwood. Thank you, Don, Elaine, and Michael, for your service to our district. And thanks again to all of you for joining us here this evening to participate in the democracy of our co-op. Having engaged member owners makes Homeworks a stronger cooperative. Now, please welcome CEO Chris O'Neill.
I want to welcome you to your 2025 district meeting. I'm Chris O'Neill, your CEO. I say this often, but it is truly my great privilege and honor to serve you and our rural Mid-Michigan neighbors all across our service territory. I really appreciate that you've taken time to join us tonight. It's your engagement and ownership that helps set co-ops like Homeworks apart from other utilities. Being locally owned by you, Homeworks is part of your community, and we strive to give back in any way that we can. One of the most significant ways we try to do that is through our Tri-County People Fund. Our People Fund has granted over $2.75 million to families and organizations throughout our service territory since 1993. As you know, our People Fund wouldn't be possible without those of you who voluntarily round up your monthly electric bill to the nearest dollar as part of our Operation Roundup. Thank you so much for your generosity. For a closer look at the difference your spare change has made in our service territory, we have a quick People Fund video that I think you'll enjoy.
The People Fund is our organization that we have where people can round up their bills, whether their electric bill, their propane bill, or their fiber bill. They can round it up to the next nearest dollar, and then that money goes from the Operation Roundup goes to the People Fund. The People Fund then is available for individuals as well as organizations if they have a special need. They can apply for a grant, and then it goes to the People Fund board to make that decision.
The People Fund is here because we have so many generous individuals who have been donating almost 30 years every single month to this and giving the responsibility to the board to appropriately spend those monies on their behalf.
Any of the donations that we receive from rounding up your bill or any contributions that are made for the roundup, 100% of that goes into the People Fund for the grant opportunities for people. There's no executive cost, there's no administrative cost. Tri-County Electric absorbs all of that. So everything that's donated is strictly for grants.
Food pantries are all over. Food pantries require assistance from their communities every single day. There is no relief on it because people are coming in desperately needing food.
I'm Deborah, and we are here today at I Am Kids Third Meal at St. Joseph Catholic School. I Am Kids Third Meal is a program that provides evening meals to children who are food insecure in both Ionia and Montcalm counties. Currently, we feed 840 kids a day, or make 4,200 meals a week. Without grants from the People Fund, it would be a real problem for us to keep things going. We are dependent on our grants and our partners, and People Fund has been one of those for us. So we do really appreciate, again, the support that we get from them. I think this is important. Not only do we get funding from you, but the volunteers, this is a volunteer program. And without our volunteers, we could not do this program. So we appreciate both the People Fund and the grants we receive from them, as well as the volunteers that come from Tri-County. We appreciate that partnership.
On behalf of the People Fund and Tri-County and the whole organization here at Tri-County and the board in particular and Chris as CEO are so supportive of this organization and want you as contributors to know that the organization is really, I think, doing its best. We need you, and we can't function without you. You are the People Fund. The board kind of has all the glory here. You know, we're on the nice end. We're the good guys, but we're nothing without you folks. And we need you, and we would really hope that you would continue your full support for us. And want to thank you for what you have done all these many, many years.
As you can see, our People Fund board of 7 volunteer directors works very hard to make sure your dollars go towards great causes that make a difference for the families in our service territory. Here in District 7, your People Fund director is Geraldine Strong. I want to thank Geraldine for all of the time and compassion she has put into this impactful program for so many years. Outside of the People Fund, we have a couple other community programs that help make a big difference locally. I'm proud to report that our Classroom STEM grant program has been able to grant over $27,000 to local classrooms throughout our service footprint this year, including a $2,000 grant here in District 7 to Chip Hills High School to purchase equipment to start a new drone class for students. We also awarded a $2,500 Touchstone Energy College Scholarship to 6 very deserving high school students in our service area. And in June, we'll be sending 4 outstanding students from our local communities to take part in the Electric Cooperative Youth Tour, an all-expenses-paid trip to Washington, D.C. to learn important lessons about leadership, the co-op business model, and our great country's history. Another way we're able to impact our local communities this spring was through our matching grant program offered by one of our lenders, CoBank. With CoBank's help, we were able to donate $8,000 to I Am Kids Third Meal and Belding, $7,000 to the Wheatland Township Library, and $7,000 to the Diaper Alliance in Midland to support their important work in our service area. Like you, we're deeply invested in continuing to make rural mid-Michigan an even better place to live. Thank you for helping us to make a difference in our communities year in and year out. Another way we reach out to our local communities is through our safety program. As your electric utility, we know how important it is to provide information to our members and the public about how to stay safe around electricity and the other products we distribute. One way we do that is with our hotline demonstration trailer that we take around to local schools and events. If you're interested in talking to us about bringing our electric safety demo to your event, please just give us a call. Your safety and the safety of our employees is our #1 priority at Homeworks every single day. May is Electric Safety Month, so I want to give you a couple quick reminders to help keep you and your family safe this spring and always. First, during those spring and summer storms, remember to always be on the lookout for downed power lines and stay back at least 30 feet from them at all times. Always assume the line is energized. When you are in a safe location, call to report the down line. Next, as you're starting up all those spring projects around your home, remember to call Miss Dig at 811 3 full days before any project that involves digging. They'll come out, mark your utilities for free, so you can avoid both danger and potentially costly damages to the equipment in your area. Moving on, I'm excited to announce that we'll be hosting your district's park party on Tuesday, July 15th at the Fork Township Community Center Pavilion, in Barryton. We really enjoy the opportunity to meet with you each summer at these fun events. We'll send out more details as the date nears, and we hope to see you there. Later in the summer, your annual meeting will be held virtually on Saturday, August 16th. We're going virtual this year because unfortunately, the Soaring Eagle Casino and Resort was not available during our meeting date. Don't worry though, we've still planned a great event with lots of great information and the chance to win some fantastic prizes. If you opted to serve as an annual meeting delegate when you registered for this meeting, you'll receive your invitation in the email in the coming months. All right, I'll be back with a brief pre-recorded operations update for you in a few minutes. First, you need to hold your annual business meeting. Your district chair, Don Passault, will now come up to conduct this portion of tonight's proceedings. Good evening, Don.
Good evening. Thank you, Chris. I'm Don Passault, and I have served as our district chair for several years. Homeworks Chief Financial Officer Samantha Campbell just informed me that we do have a quorum with 150 member households in attendance tonight. Thank you for taking the time to log on. Let's start our business meeting off with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, and thank you to all who have served. Now we'll have our secretary, Michael Forbes, take care of the next agenda item.
Thank you, Don. The notice of meeting, proof of mailing, and 2024 minutes are on pages 4 and 5 of your district meeting booklet. I'm going to make a motion that we dispense with the reading of these and accept them as presented.
Thank you, Michael. Can I get a second to accept the notice of meeting, proof of mailing, and 2024 minutes as presented? Our moderator tells me we have a motion and a second to accept the notice of meeting, the proof of mailing, and the minutes from our last meeting as presented. Please vote on this motion using the polling buttons on your screen now. Thank you. Motion carried. When you registered to attend this meeting, you were asked if you wanted to be invited as a delegate to Homeworks annual meeting in August. Those of us who signed up to serve as 2025 annual meeting delegates are listed on page 7 of your district meeting booklet. I move that we dispense with the reading of the delegates and accept the list as presented. Can I get a second? It has been moved and seconded to approve the delegates as presented. Please vote now using the functions on your screen. Motion carried. Mr. O'Neill, please come forward for the election of district officers.
Thank you, Don. First, let me remind you what your volunteer district officers do for your cooperative. The chair runs the annual membership meeting, as Don is doing tonight. The vice chair steps in if the chair is not available. The secretary reads the notice in mailing and calls for approval of the minutes from the previous year's meeting, as Michael did this evening. Every 3 years, the officers also serve as the nominating committee when your district's board seat comes up for election. That was their job this year. Your district chair is Don Passault of Hershey. Is there a motion to nominate Don for another term? We have a motion. Is there a second? It's been moved and seconded to nominate Don for another term as district chair. Are there any other nominations from the floor? If not, let's go ahead and vote on your district's chair position. Thank you. Don has been reelected as your district chair. Your district vice chair is Elaine Grayson Acosta. Is there a motion to nominate Elaine to serve another term? We have a motion. Is there a second? Thank you. We have a motion and a second to nominate Elaine Grace. During the registration process, Anthony Wernette of Remus and Michelle Joseph of Stanwood both expressed interest in running for the vice chair as well. Is there a motion to nominate Anthony Wernette? We have a motion. Is there a second? We have a motion and a second to nominate Anthony Wernette. Is there a motion to nominate Michelle Joseph? We have a motion. Is there a second? It's been moved and seconded to nominate Michelle Joseph. Are there any other nominations for district vice chair from the floor? If not, let's go ahead and put your district's vice chair position to a vote now. Thank you. Elaine Grace has been reelected as your district's vice chair. Your district secretary is Michael Forbes of Stanwood. Is there a motion to nominate Michael to serve another term? We have a motion. Is there a second? It's been moved and seconded to nominate Michael Forbes. Are there any other nominations, for district vice chair, district secretary from the floor? If not, let's go ahead and put your secretary position to a vote now. Thank you. Michael Forbes has been reelected as your district secretary. Thank you to all of our candidates. Now I will turn it back over to Don.
Thank you, Mr. O'Neill. Is there any other business before this district? If not, I will accept the motion to adjourn. We have a motion. Is there a second? Moved and seconded. We are adjourned. Thank you. Now I'll hand it over to our corporate counsel, Dan Templin, for our director election report.
Good evening, Don. As chair of District 7, Don also served on the district nominating committee this year, along with Vice Chair Elaine Grace and Secretary Michael Forbes. This year, we offered a convenient new electronic voting option to go along with our traditional mail-in ballot. To begin the election process, a notice was printed in the January issue of Country Lines magazine, informing members of the election for the board and of director seat this year. It also stated who the nominating committee is and what the qualifications are to serve as a director of the cooperative. The nominating committee accepted suggestions for qualified candidates from any member in the district. By February 5th, the nominations had to be submitted to the office of the cooperative for verification. This year, your nominees were Suzanne Quintella Reiner of Barrington and incumbent director Shirley Sprague, also of Barrington. The nomination report was posted in a public place at the cooperative offices so members could see the nomination. Nominations by petition were accepted until February 20th in case someone decided to nominate themselves or a neighbor. There were no nominations by petition this year. An email went out to members on April 1st announcing the opening of balloting and providing instructions on the electronic voting format. The nominations and candidates' biographies were also published in the April issue of Country Lines, along with a mail-in ballot and an envelope addressed to an independent balloting firm. Members were told they could submit their ballots electronically or by mail by April 30th. Tonight, we have a sealed envelope with the balloting results provided by that independent balloting firm, and I will now announce the election results. I will announce the election results, I promise. Jeez, oh, jeez. Found them. It was stuck to one of the pages. Congratulations to Shirley Sprague, who has been reelected as director of District 7 for the next 3-year term. The results of the election were 365 votes for Director Sprague and 125 votes for Suzanne Quintella Reiner. Shirley will be seated for her term at the Cooperative's annual meeting in August, and thank you to all the District 7 members who took part in the democracy of the co-op by casting a vote and waiting for me to announce the results tonight. The voice that you have in the operation of your co-op is something that really sets Homeworks apart from investor-owned utilities. Now let's turn it over to Director Sprague for a few words to the membership of District 7.
Thank you, District 7 members. I appreciate your support very much. I will continue to do my best to represent you. Thank you for joining us here tonight, and good luck in the prize drawings later. Thank you.
Thank you, and thank you to all of the members who voted in our district director election and tonight's business meeting. Now we're going to move on to the co-op update portion of our meeting. But first, let's reveal the first mystery clue on your district meeting crossword. These clues are going to be rural communities from throughout our service area. And the first one is the beautiful community of Edmore, Michigan. You can fill in Edmore as the answer to 2 down. Now, CEO Chris O'Neill has pre-recorded an informative update for you, and at the conclusion of the briefing, Chris will be back up here live in person to answer your questions. Remember to use the Q&A box at any time to enter any questions that you would like to pose to Chris. Now sit back and enjoy Chris's co-op update.
Hey, Homeworks members, you just wrapped up your district's business meeting, which, as you probably know, is one of the key reasons we hold these virtual events each year. As a member of Homeworks, you are part of a not-for-profit electric cooperative that has been democratically run by its member owners for nearly 9 decades. We stand on the shoulders of the resourceful Mid-Michigan farmers who came together to establish Tri-County Electric Cooperative in 1937 to electrify their farms when other companies wouldn't. Our mission to serve the unserved remains the same today, and you and your neighbors still have a voice in the room with every decision we make. This is your co-op, and your input is vital to our mission to provide safe, reliable, and affordable services to meet the unique needs of your rural communities. Of course, in order for you to be able to provide valuable feedback to us, we need to keep you informed of what's going on at your co-op. That's what this part of the meeting is all about. We've had another busy year, and there's a lot to update you on, so let's get started. You've probably noticed that we talk a lot at Homeworks about the cooperative difference, the characteristics that set us apart from other types of utilities. In early April, we got to see the cooperative difference in action when a historic ice storm hit the northern Lower Peninsula and knocked out power for nearly 100,000 members of our 2 fellow Michigan electric cooperatives. That's when Homeworks and other electric co-ops across the state mobilized to help. Mutual aid line crews poured in. In addition to line crews, Homeworks sent engineers, communicators, administrative staff, IT professionals, and others to join the effort, not to just restore power, but to rebuild entire sections of the grid. That support doesn't stop at our state borders either. Last October, we joined other co-ops from Michigan in sending 5 Homeworks linemen to assist a co-op in Florida with major storm restoration efforts in the wake of Hurricane Milton. And we know these co-ops would do the same for us. That's part of what makes the cooperative model so strong. Our co-op may be relatively small compared to the state's investor-owned utilities, but together Our state's electric cooperatives power over 300,000 homes, businesses, and farms in 60 of the 83 counties across rural Michigan. And nationwide, you are part of a powerful network of 900 co-ops serving 42 million customers in 48 states. Together, co-ops have a strong voice, and we use it to advocate for the interest of rural American families like yours at the local, state, and national levels. That's because the member always comes first, which is another key aspect of the cooperative difference. To highlight a few more of the unique characteristics that set co-ops apart, we put together a quick video for you. Let's take a look.
The cooperative difference is really special at HomeWorks here. So the fact that our cooperative electric company is member owned is really awesome.
Everybody gets a voice and a vote. How you feel about things, what your concerns or questions are really do matter. And I also feel like everybody's very approachable, from the board of directors to the staff.
As a member of an electric co-op, members participate economically with a co-op because they're not only customers, they are owners of the co-op. And this is really important because each member equally shares in the costs and the margins of the co-op. So this means that our members have financial stake in the co-op and they own equity in the co-op.
We offer a various different types of opportunities for our members to engage with a co-op. We attend career fairs with different educational levels. We do safety demonstrations throughout the community. We offer different sponsorships. And currently we offer our district meetings that happen in the evenings in May, our annual meeting, which is Saturday in August, and our park parties, which are in the afternoon in the summer.
Members help to guide the financial decisions of the co-op through the democratic process, and that is every 3 years, the members elect a member from their district to represent their district on the board of directors. All strategic and significant financial decisions are brought to the board to be reviewed and then voted upon. And this is important to note because that really stresses the fact that members have a vote and their voices are heard through that review and monthly board meeting process.
As a member of the cooperative, I think the biggest thing that the cooperative difference means to me is knowing that my voice is always heard. And it can be in big ways and it can be in small ways. But most importantly, I know that when decisions are made for the cooperative and its members, it's always made with the member in mind.
So the areas that we've been serving in Michigan really since 1937, and when you really talk about the unserved and underserved, really throughout our service territory, we're known for our professionalism, our reliability, and then also our stewardship for our rural communities that we serve. We have a very strong connection and commitment to the communities that we serve.
I've been a member of our cooperative electric company for about 9 years now, and during that time, I've almost never lost power. I kind of watch my coworkers and my friends and family lose power here and there, due to windstorms or ice storms, and I've yet to have that impact. And I know that's because, HomeWorks puts so much work into the infrastructure. They're maintaining our power lines year round, clearing trees, and that makes a huge difference. My electric has been very reliable, and I know that's the cooperative difference.
I hope that makes you feel proud to be a HomeWorks member. It sure makes me proud to serve as your CEO. We celebrated HomeWorks' 88th birthday in March, and all these years later, we're still committed to the sole mission of providing services to enhance the quality of life for rural residents in the communities that we serve. As we talked about in that video, you aren't just a customer of HomeWorks, you're a member owner, which means you have a financial stake in the co-op. To keep you apprised of our financial status, you'll find a detailed financial report on pages 8 and 9 and 12 and 13 of your district meeting booklet. The co-op is continuing to grow very slowly, with a net of 237 new active meters in 2024. Due to milder weather conditions in 2024, energy sales were very similar to sales in 2023, when, as you might remember, we saw significantly lower sales than we have seen historically. While sales were down again, the associated costs with providing reliable electricity continue to rise, which, as you know, necessitated a rate increase in January. But with that adjustment and the effective long-term planning of our accounting team and our board, I'm proud to report that the financial status of both the cooperative and our subsidiary is healthy. As you know, your financial stake in the co-op includes member equity. As a not-for-profit co-op, any margins we receive are allocated to you and eventually returned to you as capital credits. In March of this year, your board authorized the allocation of 2024 margins totaling just over $2.3 million for Tri-County Electric and nearly $2.4 million for our power supplier, Wolverine Power Cooperative. Your 2024 allocation, along with your total member equity to date, was noted on your May electric bill. In the fourth quarter of this year, our board will determine if the co-op's finances at the time will allow for a capital credit retirement. We recently retired capital credits at the end of 2023, and so far we have returned well over $25 million in capital credits to our members. Now, there's no denying the fact the cost of maintaining a reliable electric system, like most costs in the current environment, continue to rise. Everything from the expenses of vegetation management to contractor and material costs has significantly increased in price over the past few years, while our sales have been down due to milder weather. To cover our rising fixed costs while continuing to provide you with superior reliability and service, it was necessary for us to increase our availability charge in January of 2025. The monthly availability charge covers the fixed cost we incur to provide electric service to you, while the per kilowatt hour rate covers the variable amount of electricity you choose to use each month. It might be helpful to think of these two rates in terms of the costs associated with your car. Some of these expenses, such as fuel and many types of maintenance, are variable based on how much you drive the car. But your loan or lease payment, the cost of auto insurance, and your registration fee are fixed regardless of how many miles you drive in a month. In other words, you pay those fixed costs simply to have a reliable source of transportation available when you need it. In the same way, our availability charge covers the cost of having a reliable source of electricity available to you whenever you need it. This charge covers administrative costs, materials, storm restoration, property tax, insurance, and many more necessary expenses. As a not-for-profit electric cooperative, we don't have investors. Our members are our owners. This means that as our costs increase, we as members must continue to cover those costs. I've been asked before why our availability charge might be more than that of our neighboring investor-owned utility. The simple reason for that is because as a co-op, we serve rural, low-density areas in comparison to the more suburban or metropolitan areas typically served by investor-owns. Did you know we serve an average of just 7 meters per mile of line compared to 35 customers per mile of line for the average investor-owned utility? That's only a fifth of the customers per mile, but the fixed cost of making power available to that mile of line remains the same. In our rural service territory, we also have a lot more cottages and seasonality than our neighboring investor-owned utilities. For context, consider that our average residential Homeworks member uses under 800 kilowatt hours per month, compared to the national average of 1,100 kilowatt hours per month. With less members per mile to share the fixed cost of providing service and significantly less average energy usage per household, you can see why our availability charge would need to be higher than an investor-owned utilities in order to adequately cover our expenses. The good news, though, is when you look at our whole monthly electric bill with the availability fee, the kilowatt hour charge, all combined, you should notice that it is less than or right in line with our neighboring investor-owned utility for the average household. We're proud to provide our members with all the service and reliability benefits of co-op membership at the same cost as your neighbors are paying as customers of other utilities. One of the financial initiatives we're currently working hard to achieve is to make sure that our electric rates are not weather dependent. An important part of this goal is working to ensure that our availability fee is in line with our true cost of service. This way, we don't need to adjust our rates based on low sales due to milder weather, and our electric rates will be more stable well into the future. As we wrap up our financial discussion here, I want to let you know that in order to continue to cover our cost and meet our equity targets amidst inflationary pressures, we are unfortunately looking at a potential 2 to 3% rate increase at the beginning of 2026. I know this is not what any of us want to hear, but the good news is that our current analysis shows this adjustment would get us to where we need to be, making it unlikely that we would need to implement another increase in the immediate future. Even as expenses continue to rise, we are fiercely committed to ensuring that your electricity always remains a great value. A major part of that commitment is providing you with superior service and reliability. I am thrilled to report that your power was once again over 99.9% reliable in 2024. Our power consistently hits that standard in large part because of the investments we make to carefully maintain our system and prevent outages before they occur. One project I'm excited about that is going to make your power even more reliable is the advanced metering infrastructure project we're currently installing across our entire service territory. These upgraded meters are being installed at no additional cost to you, and they will offer numerous benefits including improved safety, better reliability, faster restoration times, access to more detailed energy usage information in Smart Hub, and improved efficiencies and cost savings across our system. We've already seen the benefits where these upgraded meters have been installed. The meters report electric outages back to us instantaneously. So in many cases, we already have a crew assigned to restore power before a member could even call in to report it to us. This AMI project is a part of our commitment to continuing to improve our services to better meet your needs. Our current plan is to have the meters upgraded across our entire system by the end of 2026. The AMI project is made possible by our Homeworks Connect fiber internet network, and I want to give you a quick update on that business also. I know many of you are enjoying the benefits of having reliable, high-speed fiber internet access in your rural communities. We are up to over 12,800 subscribers, and that base continues to grow. In an effort to continue that growth amongst our membership, we're offering Homeworks Connect referral program credits to all subscribers. If you are loving Homeworks Connect, tell your friends and neighbors about it. If they subscribe and get connected, you'll both receive a free month of internet at our Essential Experience package level, or a $65 bill credit. We're really proud of the way Homeworks Connect has been able to positively impact the lives of our rural communities. And now we're working to expand that reach and our mission to serve the unserved of rural Mid-Michigan. As part of our growth strategy, we're focused on the goal of breaking even financially with the Homeworks Connect business as soon as possible. As this happens, the business will support member equity and benefit our entire membership, as any margins earned will be returned to our members in the form of capital credits. Moving on, did you know we implemented convenient electric outage text alerts last year? All you have to do is opt in via our free Smart Hub app, and you'll receive text status updates whenever your power goes out, letting you know when a crew has been assigned and when power has been restored. If you're not signed up for Smart Hub yet, be sure to set up an account via the free app or web version available at homeworks.org. Smart Hub allows you to keep track of your account online, go paperless with your billing, track your electric usage trends, and so much more. Speaking of electric usage, Have you taken advantage of our energy optimization program rebates yet? We're really proud of this program and the way we've been able to tailor it specifically to meet the needs of our members. In 2024 alone, the program saved members over 1 million kilowatt hours and earned them over $260,000 in cash rebates for implementing energy efficient measures at their home or business. To learn how you could take advantage of these rebates at your home, visit homeworks.org/EO. Last but not least, let's highlight our propane business. Since 1999, your Tri-County propane crews have done an exceptional job of delivering great value to customers in our area with dependable propane at competitive prices. At the same time, our experienced and highly trained propane customer service team has worked to provide superior service. Last year, we fully implemented a new delivery software program that has made our service even more efficient, allowing us to serve you even better. We have grown over the years and now serve over 4,400 propane customers throughout our rural service territory. And they love that we provide them the same great safety, service, and reliability that they've come to expect from the co-op. If you don't have our propane service yet, we're offering a special district meeting deal to new customers for the month of May. So call us today and make the switch. So that was a quick look at the past year of your co-op. As you can see, we've been busy, and it's been a productive year of exciting growth, change, and opportunity. Throughout the rest of this year and beyond, I can promise you that we will always maintain our commitment to providing you with safe, reliable, and affordable utility services that enhance your quality of life.
Thank you for providing that great update, Chris. I hope you all enjoyed hearing about some of the things we've been up to over the past year here at your co-op. Now, before we hand it back over to Chris, it's time to reveal the next mystery clue on your crossword. The mystery location is Leslie, Michigan. You can fill in Leslie as the answer to 7 down. Now let's go to Chris for a quick power supply update before our Q&A.
Thanks, Angel. Before we start our Q&A, I just want to provide our members with a quick update provided by our power supplier, Wolverine Power Cooperative. The Palisades nuclear plant located in Covert, Michigan, is on track to restart by October of 2025, making it the first commercial nuclear plant in the United States to return to operation after being shut down. This is a major milestone for our state and a critical step towards delivering more carbon-free, reliable, and cost-competitive power to our members for the long haul. Wolverine Power Cooperative, which supplies our electricity, has secured long-term power purchase agreements with the plant. That means energy from Palisades will directly benefit our co-op, helping to support price stability, enhanced grid reliability, and move us closer to Michigan's clean energy goals. The restart is being led by Holtec International, which acquired the facility in 2022 and is leading the restart. Since then, Holtec has made major investments in safety upgrades, fuel procurement, and workforce expansion. As of today, the project remains on schedule with more than 1,000 employees now working on site. The U.S. Department of Energy has provided strong bipartisan support, including a $1.5 billion federal loan that is being distributed in phases to fund the restart. These funds are helping Holtec meet the Nuclear Regulatory Commission's requirements and complete the necessary plant refurbishments. The NRC is expected to issue a final decision on Holtec's operating license application by July 31st of this year. Pending approval, the plant will move into its final phase as preparations with the restart are targeted for October. We're proud to be part of this historic project and excited to see the long-term benefits it will bring our co-op members and communities. And I also want to give a quick shout out to District 7 member in attendance here tonight, Kevin Post, who let us know he actually worked at the Palisades plant back in the 1980s. That's a really cool full circle moment. Thanks for sharing that with us, Kevin. And now I'll wrap up by saying that you've got an extremely dedicated team of hardworking professionals here at your co-op working every day to provide you with safe, reliable, and affordable services. I'm incredibly proud to work with our employees day in and day out, and I can assure you that we will continue to work hard for you for the rest of this year and beyond.
That's absolutely right, Chris. Homeworks employees are second to none. Now, let's move on to our Q&A. If you have a question for Chris, please submit it via the Q&A button now. We received some questions during registration, so we'll get started with those. Looks like we had several questions regarding the electric rates. So we had a few questions about why our electric rates and specifically the availability charge have increased. Can you speak to that?
Yes, so I think largely the video hit on many of the points on this particular issue and these series of questions, but just to add, our rates are adjusted to suit the quality of service that our members expect and the reliability that they expect. They're also adjusted for inflationary pressures, which we know we've seen quite a few since 2020. They're cost of service based, and we measure our rates against other utilities. We also measure our reliability performance against other utilities each and every year. And in both categories, we compare very favorably to the neighboring IOU and most utilities across the state. So we're really proud of what we have here.
Yep, I agree. And will tariffs affect our bill?
It's a great question. I will say this, it's fluid and it changes, if not daily, hourly. If tariffs remain in effect, there may be an indirect impact on rates through raw materials that we use, like steel and petroleum-based products, such as conduits, that we use in the investments on our system. And specifically, if those raw materials come from a country that is not party to the USMCA treaty, so the United States, Mexico, and Canada treaty.
Okay, a couple questions on Homeworks Connect. When renting Homeworks Wi-Fi router, are the routers kept updated with the latest firmware and security updates?
So that's actually one of the tasks that we give our network engineering team, is to constantly update the firmware and security patches on those routers for our members to make sure that they're fully up to date all the time. And so that's something that we focus on, and why we have a great team here to make sure that that gets done. So yes, absolutely.
Okay. And that looks like somebody's having issues with their internet being very slow at times. What could be causing that?
So we're not seeing slowdowns on our bulk data monitoring systems. If you're having slowdowns locally, give us a phone call. If you're using your own router, I would offer that, we give you a router of ours to try for a couple months to see if that resolves the issue, and then you can make the decision whether you'd like to rent it or not. But that is one of the major reasons why we recommend folks rent our routers, is because we guarantee the quality of service. But in any regard, call us if you're having slow speeds locally. We can work you through that.
Okay. And then just like the other nights, we have a lot of interest in solar energy. First one being, I would like to hear about our solar energy electric buyback options.
So 4 different options the co-op offers for solar participation. One is net metering. So traditional rooftop solar, we offer buyback on that at avoided cost. So that would be generation minus transmission, distribution, and overheads. We also offer community solar. So if folks don't want to make a large investment at their location, they can simply purchase panels from our community solar arrays that we have multiple of, and they can get those credits on their bill. The other options that we have are for larger arrays, larger standalone arrays. So we have a large renewable rate, which is 20 kW to 1 megawatt. And we also have a buy all, sell all, which is for those that are larger than 1 megawatt. So lots of options for folks to participate in solar with us. I would ask that if you're exploring solar and you have questions about it, give us a call. We have folks on staff that can help you walk you through that. We also have engineers who can consult with you on those questions.
So what advantage is solar going to bring?
So solar brings advantages in that it can stand up capacity at some of the highest use times. So think about the hottest times in the summer months. Solar is very good at providing much needed energy during those time periods. One of the quagmires that we have right now is that we're not able to effectively store that for a long period of time, and we're not able to meet some of the high peak durations that we'd like to. So we need storage to mature a little bit in order for solar to be considered more of a base load asset.
Okay. And then why are we charged more per kilowatt hour than credited for our solar?
That goes right back to the avoided cost. if we were to pay retail back to members for their solar, effectively what would happen with rates, because we're a not-for-profit, is those members without solar, typically your lower income members, would be subsidizing those with solar, which is not what the co-op is all about. It's cost of service.
And then is there an energy saver box or assistance for solar panels?
So this, and there, I think there's a thermostat question also about Nest thermostats. Many of these programs are housed within our energy optimization program. So we have lots of offerings within there, and we expect to expand those in the coming months as we meet the state mandate, which goes into effect in 2026. Go to our website, check on those. If you have questions about your bill and saving energy, give us a call. That address, as far as website, is homeworks.org/EO for energy optimization.
Great. And then just a few miscellaneous type questions. Who do I talk to about getting a tree taken down?
Yeah, so give us a call. Give our customer service folks a call. We have a certified arborist on staff. They'll come out to your site and review the tree in relationship to the distribution system and in relationship to the right-of-way to see if it poses a hazard and qualifies to be removed or trimmed.
Okay. And then why can't we choose who we want for our utility company, especially when two companies are in close proximity area?
So this is regulated by the Michigan Public Service Commission, which is the regulatory authority for utilities in the state of Michigan, and specifically Rule 411, which dictates utility territorial boundaries and also answers the question of new loads and who gets to serve those new loads depending on distance.
Okay. And then why can't farms turn off their irrigation and dryer facility electric without having to pay the total year before turning it off?
So this is really a cost of service based question, and I don't know your specific rate, and I don't know the specific cost of service behind your rate, but if you have questions on that specifically, give us a call so we can work you through that issue.
You know, it looks like somebody has some questions on some high usage. Why would it jump so high in such a short period of time when we are not even in Michigan?
Yeah, traditionally what we see, especially with older appliances, is before they fail and or are failing, they will use an excessive amount of energy. So think a well pump that's malfunctioning. Those will use a lot of energy, and they use it regardless of whether you're there or not. So if you're having that issue, give us a call and we can walk you through how to troubleshoot that, especially if you're on site. If you're not on site, we can still review the usage and give you some tips.
Okay. And then is the co-op planning to buy power from the modular reactors proposed for Palisades?
So the co-op has secured, through Wolverine, our power supplier, which we own a part of, we have secured first right of refusal for the energy produced by any SMRs built on the Palisades site. Okay. It will come into question once that is constructed whether we'll purchase that power or not, but we do have first right of refusal for it.
Okay. Then we got a question on park parties. Why don't you have park parties in Mecosta? Why Barrington all the time? We are paying customers just as Barrington is.
Sure. So we have some criteria that we're looking for in parks. Specifically, a pavilion. We need electricity to power the coolers, and then bathrooms. Those are really some of the base things that we're looking for. If you have a park that would accommodate those that you'd like to suggest, we're all ears. We're always looking for new ideas.
Yep, absolutely. And then the final question for tonight, does your old appliance have to be workable for the appliance recycling program?
Yes, it does have to be functioning. It's a energy optimization, energy waste reduction. So what we're trying to do is take older appliances that are consuming more energy and replace them with appliances that are consuming less. So it does have to be functioning. We are not picking up ones that are not working.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes, absolutely. Thanks for all those questions. And if I didn't get to yours, we'll follow up individually to address your concern. Thank you to all for being in attendance for your virtual district meeting tonight. We're looking forward to seeing you at your park party in July. Now it's time to give away some prizes.
Thank you, Chris. I'm your CFO, Samantha Campbell, and Angel and I are going to conduct our prize raffle here tonight. First, though, let's reveal the final mystery clue on your crossword so you can get those all filled out. The final mystery location is Remus, Michigan. You can fill in Remus as an answer to 12 down.
Now that we have revealed all the mystery clues, you can fill out the rest of the answers with the info that was provided throughout the meeting tonight. Once it's all filled out, stamp it and drop it in the mail to us to be entered in the raffle for the chance to win 1, 3, or 6 months of free HomeWorks Connect service.
Great. Okay, moving on to our raffle drawings. We have randomly selected our prize winners tonight from the list of those who are in attendance this evening. Let's get started. So we'll start out with the grand prize, and the winner of the portable fire pit is Jane Long.
That looks like a very fun prize right
Yes,
there.
it does.
And then it looks like we have a cordless leaf blower for John Seibel.
Next, we have a Ninja Power Blender and Processor. The winner of that is Hazel Scheider. I apologize if I said that wrong.
That's a harder name. All right, and then we have the ice maker, a portable one. We all really do like these portable ice makers here. And that goes to Perry Geis.
And then we have a Wi-Fi enabled air purifier. The winner of that is Susan Isles.
And next up is a Ring stick-up cam battery outdoor camera for Genevieve Creed.
We have a foldable cell phone stand with Bluetooth speaker. The winner of that is Keith Johnson.
And then we have the tile starter pack, so you can keep track of all those important items. And that goes to Lila Baker.
Then we have a $50 gift card for My Bundle streaming. And the winner of that is Richard Rakowski.
You've gotten the hard ones.
I have.
And then we have a couple of bill credits here. The first two are $50 bill credits. The first one goes to Suzanne Momi and Wyatt Benson.
And then we have 4 winners for a $25 bill credit. There's Rosemary Hodel, Trista Jensen, Robert Lash, and Paula Cornell.
And then we like to give away a couple local gift cards to local businesses. We have a $50 gift card to the Corner Cup in Remus. That's a very popular place that we like to stop at. And that goes to Bob Judd.
And last but not least, we have a $50 gift card to the Tullymore Golf Resort located in Stanwood. And the winner of that is Bonnie Langworthy.
Great. And that's it for our prizes this evening. Thank you so much for attending, and we hope you enjoyed your district meeting. If you want a bill credit this evening, it will be placed on your account in the coming days. If you want a gift card, we will mail it to you. And if you want another prize, we will be calling you to make plans to get it to you.
Thank you all. Have a great night.
Have a great night.